And it's not that the fact that they caught the police in a lie, but what they said couldn't be true when they put an expert behind it. Like finding a glove 7.5 hours that's laying on the ground and as hot and muggy as it was, you know, in the outside temperature, it wouldn't still be moist. Blood gets hard, just like the blood inside the vehicle. It wasn't still dripping. I was like, wow. How many times you done cut yourself and if you don't take care of it, it'll get fucking hard right on you. Yeah. And I was like, wow. So after that, Mark Furman, wait a minute, I want to ask you something. Then he started going to how...
By the way, whose blood did they claim it was? Was it OJ's blood or Nicole's?
They said it was 3 people's blood on there.
Oh.
OJ, Nicole's, and Ron Goldman all at the same time on a glove that was still moist.
Okay. That's kind of a stretch, but all right. I mean, if you think, because that's what I've always wondered is like, because if you say it's Nicole's, it'd be like, all right, well, maybe Nicole took something earlier and she had a blood thinner, you know? And but I mean, if it's like, if you have 3 different types of blood, they're all in the glove, and none of them harden. That's tough. That's tough to explain.
And another thing he said was how when they did a video, they were video just like this. I saw how they did a video inside the house. When they were, going through his house, they showed a tape. There was no socks on the floor. The tape comes back 30 minutes later, the socks are on the floor. How did they get there?
In OJ's bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they get there?
Yeah.
And they were taping. And the tapes got the times on them. You know? So how did the socks get back in the middle of the floor?
There's all these things that he may have done personally that made it that incriminated him. But when you look at the physical evidence of the case, a lot of this stuff doesn't hold up under scrutiny.
And that's why I always say, I don't know, I can't say when somebody did something or didn't do something.
Right.
But I watched the case and too many things just didn't add up. And I'm not saying he didn't do it, and I'm not saying he did do it. But how can you kill somebody that aggressively with that kind of anger, but everything doesn't add up as you get away?
Well, that's the whole thing. Is that the whole argument on the merits of the case? The whole argument was that it was from the state was that it was a crime of passion. So unless OJ Simpson is a sociopath and can turn his emotions off completely and just, because everything else was so coolly handled that obviously he was acquitted of the charges. So how does that work? How does somebody kill their lover and her other lover in a crime of passion and then dispose of evidence and calmly remove themselves from the situation hours later in order to create an alibi or cover for themselves?
That's the part I don't get.
It's very tough to explain.
The thing is, if I'm going to kill someone, I'm not going to kill someone right before I got to leave. Right. What if I don't hit it right? What if I don't hit it right and I got to miss my fucking plane?
Right.
You know, how do you know how fast a murder's supposed to take if you've never done one before?
Right.
And another thing is this. She had human material underneath her
fingernails.
Yes.
Right.
But didn't match Simpson. So who the fuck was she scratching? Ron Goldman got into a fierce fight. His knuckles were bruised. He'd been fighting for his life. But OJ Simpson don't look like he'd been in a fight. So who was he fighting?
Yeah.
I mean, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And if that much blood, if we close proximity,
right,
fighting. And I've been in a lot of fights, I know this. And someone's bleeding. How many times have you seen a boxing match where one guy's bleeding and the other guy looks like he's bleeding also? And he's not bleeding.
Right.
Where'd the blood come from?
Came from the other guy.
Exactly.
Right.
How does that happen? You can't get rid of that. You can't wash it off and just, I guess you can, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Still going to be particles somewhere.
But you still got to have the time. I mean, yeah, and you've got to have the time to take all of this physical evidence.
But this is the thing.
He's going to have to basically throw it all in a burn barrel.
Well, but hold on a second. If you clean it off I can still find it.
Right.
If you went in your house and cleaned it off you, it's still going to be in the sink. It's still going to be in the tub. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It wasn't there.
So I'm just saying, if this man's knuckles, Ron Goldman was a karate guy. Unless he was just sitting there getting the fucking shit beat out of him. I know OJ ain't that goddamn tough, not with them knees.